Hi everyone, my name is Gianna Naselli and welcome to my LIBS 403 Senior Capstone video. My capstone project is entitled Expanding Mental Health Resources in Higher Education, in which I determined that CAPS at Sonoma State is not a proper mental health resource for its students. Through interviews and surveys, I was able to personally connect to the struggles of my peers when it comes to finding affordable mental health care. These past 4 years have been difficult, to say the least. Through heartbreaking fire seasons to a global pandemic, I know I'm not the only one who struggled to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Seeking help is already stressful enough, so my goal for this project was to alleviate any stress from my peers as well as myself by sharing affordable off-campus therapy programs. After conducting several confidential interviews with current students and alumni of Sonoma State, I quickly realized that most students either didn't know that CAPS is offered and included in tuition, or had an uncomfortable experience at an appointment with CAPS. With this information, I found my solution, which you will see on my screen, an organized online mental health resource guide for college students. I created a Google site entitled Take Care that provides quick links to affordable online therapy programs with accurate price and service information. All summarized into one page, students will be able to weigh their options in a stress-free environment. At the very bottom of the website, which you will also see on my screen, students or alumni also have the option to complete our confidential survey on CAPS, which will provide much needed information for future solutions to mental health care in higher education. Any additional information can be found on the website or by reaching me at naselli@sonoma.edu. Thank you everyone for listening and take care.
Hi, I'm Kylie Bender.
Hi, I'm Alyse Pearson, and our project is Resources for Remote Learning.
All right, so here's our presentation. So our problem statement is whether or not there's enough resources out there for students who are doing online schooling. So online schooling is something that has become a lot more prevalent recently, but has been going on for several years. And it's often really challenging for students, especially those who have never done online resource or online learning before. So we just wanted to put together resources for both academic learning and then also to help students that may struggle with mental health or have disabilities as they go into their online school.
So we also wanted to bring in some local resources, especially for Sonoma State students, since we are Sonoma State students. So we know how challenging it is, like Kylie said, from going from in-person classes to totally remote online, which we're not used to. So we wanted to show through here that there's local resources, like at the tutoring center, there's counseling as well, since like a lot of mental health can be involved with online learning since it can be really complicated. So my current friend, Kyle, and current student at Sonoma State, he is the Senator of Student Resources and works with the Association Students of Sonoma State. We went to him for an interview because he knows all the resources. So we're going to show on our website all those questions that we asked him and what he provides. But we also wanted to bring in K through 12 students as well, because there's many local libraries that offer tutoring services. You just need a library card and you're good to go for that. So here's our local resources.
All right, and then for our online tutoring resources, this is the more academic side, so we wanted to do mental health side a little bit, but of course, just share some of the tutoring resources that are out there, especially because a lot of people might not know about services that are free or really affordable provided by the county, or even there's a website called Tutorscope where peer tutoring is completely free and it's ages all the way up to 21. So best for K through 12, but then even into college a little bit. And then for college resources, we have a bunch of resources that are available at Sonoma State are also available online. So we're going to go ahead and show our website real quick. So here is our website. So we just put our mission statement about how we just want to help students that are struggling with their mental health or academic wise with online school. And then we have our K through 12 resources on here. So this is both our online resources and then the resources that you can do through libraries as well. So we just put both of our local resources, but we also explained how you can find resources in your local area if you live somewhere else. And then for our Sonoma State resources, we put our counseling and psychological disability student services for students in the Learning and Academic Resource Center. And then here is where we have our interview with Kyle. So he told us about the LARC Center, the CAPS, the Counseling Psychological Center, where you can do tutoring on campus and you can even volunteer to be a tutor, which is a paid position. And, just more on CAPS and the Basic Needs Initiative, which will help students if they are struggling with financially to afford food or housing.
Thank you everyone for watching our presentation. I hope you enjoyed the project and even learned some more resources that could help you out. If you have any questions, please contact me or Kylie and we'll love to help you out on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lexi and I did our project on the idea of introducing mental health in early childhood education. The problem that we came up with and why we think this is important is because 7.1 of children aged 3 to 17 years old, approximately 4.4 million have been diagnosed with anxiety, according to the CDC in 2021. High rates of depression and anxiety in children and young adults continue to grow. And this is, we believe, all because of the lack of mental health education and acknowledgement of emotions.
We thought that it was important to teach this to young children because it can help them better understand themselves and their bodies and their emotions, and it can help them to choose healthy relationships in their current day lives and in the future. It also helps them acknowledge and accept their feelings rather than disregarding them, and it can also help them become better communicators with adults and with other people. Some solutions that we had thought about were bringing up the topic of mental health at an early age. We had specifically thought about preschool age children and also introducing different forms of emotional regulation at this age and teaching them techniques that they can carry with them and utilize later in life. We also wanted to provide resources for parents and families of young children in Sonoma County.
We researched ways on how to create the support and awareness in a classroom as well as at home and for parents that have young children. Starting a simple conversation of what mental health looks like and acknowledging if you're feeling sad or if you're upset can really just change a child's perspective. So we listed some ways on how you can do that, promoting resilience and teaching children that they can overcome challenges can really promote good mental health, educating your staff, parents, and students on what possible symptoms look like and providing them with a plan and resources. Encourage them and encourage them to help others if they when they start to recognize those symptoms and teaching them what encouraging other students looks like. Ensuring a positive and safe school environment. This is super, super important because a child needs to feel safe at all times. Some people believe that they're going to grow out of it or it's not important because they're just kids, but it really is important. And then just providing those, like I said, those mental health services for both the students and the parents. We came up with 4 that are in Sonoma County. Some of them are specific to certain age groups, and we did include that in the description, but most of these provide resources for young children, and as well, some even offer services for parents and expecting mothers, if they need support of any kind.
We also came up with some different lesson plans that we can use in a preschool setting. I focused on creating lesson plans to help them understand their emotions, but then also teaching them an emotional regulation tool. And these are designed for preschool age children ages 2 to 5. One lesson plan that they came up with was storytelling with rocks. As you can see, these rocks have different facial features that the children can put together, and this can help them identify the different emotions that they feel, and it can also create a safe space for discussion around what they're feeling and possibly also things that cause those emotions or ways that they can deal with them. As an emotional regulation tool, I have this bug yoga. It can help them become more aware of their bodies and also calm their minds. And in addition to these lesson plans, I have listed the desired results developmental profile that goes with each lesson plan. I also took a look at some children's books to support their mental health. Children's books can help them understand their feelings and emotions in new ways, and it can also give them the language that they need to communicate about their feelings. I took a look at this book. It's called The Way I Feel. It provides simple pictures and scenarios of different emotions that they might feel, like scared, silly, or sad, and it helps them to identify and understand where these different emotions come from. And it can even, like the other activities, it can create a space for them to talk about their feelings and their emotions and ways to deal with them. And here are also some other books that you can look at for supporting children's mental health. And to conclude, this is a little bit more about Natalia and I. Feel free to reach out if you need to. Thanks for listening.
Hello, my name is Michelle Cifuentes, and before I start, I would like to apologize for my voice. I'm suffering a cold and my voice is a bit raspy. I would like to start off by sharing my problem statement, followed by a few alarming facts. The title of my project is Sexual Assault, and the problem statement follows. Sexual assault has been an issue for a very long time, especially on college campuses. Not enough exposure from college campuses on sexual assault makes it seem like not an issue. It's not an issue at all. It is important for schools to take their fair share of responsibility and start guaranteeing the safety and security that is prominent when students are dropped off their freshman year. Now the alarming facts. 1 in 4 women are sexually assaulted in college, which can be an unrealistic number if we take in that the college campuses aren't reporting all cases. 2 in 3 rapes happen by someone the victim knows or considers a friend. This can be anything from a partner to a neighbor. 70,000 students per year are victims of alcohol or substance-related sexual assault. Now I would follow by sharing 3 solutions that I believe could be helpful for our college campus. The first being educating students on what sexual assault is and what falls under the umbrella of sexual assault. Oftentimes we think that just because the victim is not raped, that they didn't suffer any physical or mental trauma, which is not the case. Sexual assault can look like many different things. It could be stalking, it could be mental abuse, it could be unwanted touch or an unwanted kiss. Sexual assault could look like many things. Explaining to students what sexual assault is could possibly bring many victims forward and sharing their stories who possibly believed that their case didn't fall under the sexual assault umbrella. My second solution would be providing students with appropriate resources and making sure those resources feel welcoming. We want to provide a cooling period for the victim and respect that what they just went through was a traumatic situation. Instead of invading them with a load of questions, possibly giving them a day or two and just providing them with the resources and the welcomeness that they need after that situation. The third one is providing realistic numbers of those affected. Oftentimes the school is not providing realistic numbers, which intimidate those that want to come forward. Seeing that not many people have reported their case before makes future victims not want to report as well. Lastly, in my project, which is a website, I provided realistic information and numbers that could be useful to form an idea of how many victims are college and how many victims are not aware of what sexual assault can be and look like, and how real these numbers really are. At the end of my project, which is a website as mentioned before, I provided a list of victims that came forward and shared their story. Very touching, very realistic, and very informative. And I hope whoever sees the project finds it useful. I want to thank you for watching this.